You may feel right now that life is simply happening to you, that circumstances arrive uninvited and leave you with no choice but acceptance. Yet the quiet truth waiting to be discovered is that every word you have ever spoken has been shaping the very landscape of your destiny, because words are not sounds that disappear into empty air. They are commands sent to the unseen realm where creative forces assemble your future. The moment you speak, you impress your belief upon the fabric of reality, and that belief moves unseen powers into action, either building a bridge toward your desire or erecting walls that hold you in place. Think of how often you casually declare that things never work out, that money is difficult, that people disappoint, or that happiness is for others, and realize that each of these statements is a seed planted into the soil of your subconscious, where it must eventually grow according to its kind. There is no escape from this law, for it is impartial and ever faithful, answering not to your wishes, but to your assumptions. When you understand this, you see that your mouth is not merely a tool of communication, but a sacred instrument of creation, and the way you tune it determines the music of your life. The hidden power of repetition becomes clear when you notice how habits are formed, not by single dramatic events, but by the steady rhythm of repeated thought and speech that quietly molds your self-image. You may long for abundance yet speak daily of limitation, and then wonder why prosperity seems to avoid you. But the law never contradicts your spoken belief, it only confirms it with absolute precision. This is not meant to alarm you, but to awaken you, because the same law that has supported every past mistake is now available to support your boldest dreams, if only you will align your language with your vision. Each time you replace a fearful statement with a faithful one, you are shifting the unseen machinery of your life, turning wheels that may not yet be visible, but are already in motion. You do not need perfect conditions to begin this practice, only the courage to interrupt the old patterns that have governed your thinking, and the patience to persist even when outer evidence seems slow to appear. Your words, once released with conviction, continue working long after you have forgotten them, like letters mailed to the infinite that are opened at the precise moment of fulfillment. This is why your destiny has never been a mystery reserved for a chosen few, but a living response to what you dare to affirm as true. When you begin to speak of health, opportunity, peace, and success as present realities rather than distant hopes, you are not pretending, you are claiming your rightful authority as a conscious creator. The power you seek has never been outside of you. It has been waiting patiently in the simple discipline of believing your own declarations. As you continue this inner work, a strange moment of suspense often arises, a quiet interval when the old patterns have loosened their grip, but the new reality has not yet fully appeared, and it is here that most people retreat, assuming that nothing is happening, when in truth, everything is happening beneath the surface. This unseen interval is not a punishment, but a preparation, for the law must reorganize countless details to match your new assumptions, and that invisible rearrangement requires faith more than force. You may find yourself tempted to test the law by looking constantly for proof, yet this habit only drags your attention back to the former conditions that you are seeking to escape. The real discipline is to persist in your chosen words even when the world seems to mock them, because the universe never reveals its workings in advance, it only displays the finished result. Every time you hold to your new speech in the face of old evidence, you are choosing allegiance to your vision rather than loyalty to your history. The power of belief is never measured by comfort, but by constancy, and it is here that the majority falls short, not because the law fails, but because endurance is rare. This middle passage of your transformation is like a bridge suspended in mist, where you cannot see the far shore, yet must continue walking with confidence that the structure will hold you. If you abandon your affirmations during this phase, you merely reset the process, returning to the familiar patterns that once felt safe because they were known. Yet when you stand firm in your declarations, even while emotions fluctuate and doubt whispers in quiet hours, You are signaling to the unseen intelligence that you are ready for a higher pattern of living. The law of assumption responds to your dominant attitude, not to your fleeting feelings, and your words are the clearest broadcast of that attitude. Many imagine that destiny shifts through dramatic breakthroughs, but more often it changes through these silent, stubborn moments when you refuse to speak the language of defeat. You may not feel transformed, and that is precisely the point, for the seed does not feel like the tree it will become, yet within it lies the entire design of the forest. The suspense you experience is not emptiness, but gestation, a sacred interval where your former identity dissolves and a new one quietly forms. In this period, it is wise to guard your speech as you would protect a fragile treasure, for careless remarks can reopen doors you meant to close, and idle complaints can delay results you have already set in motion. Remember that the law does not respond to what you desire in secret, but to what you affirm in practice, so every casual phrase is a vote cast for the future you will inhabit. You are not waiting for destiny to arrive, you are assembling it with every breath, and the discipline to persist through the invisible phase is the final test that separates those who merely hope from those who truly believe. When you emerge from this interval, the outer world will seem to change suddenly, yet you will know that the miracle was not sudden at all. It was the inevitable consequence of words faithfully spoken in the dark. When the transformation finally becomes visible, it often feels less like a miracle and more like a recognition, as though you have simply arrived at a place that was always meant for you, and this quiet familiarity is the signature of the law fulfilled. The world mirrors your inner declarations so precisely that you may forget the long discipline that brought you here. Yet it is vital to remember that every fulfilled desire was first an invisible command released through your words. This understanding protects you from returning to unconscious speech, because success can be just as dangerous as struggle when it tempts you to relax your vigilance. The destiny you now enjoy is not a reward granted from without, but a pattern sustained from within, and it must be maintained by the same conscious language that created it. Each morning, you rise into a fresh field of potential, where old habits wait patiently for your permission to return, and only your deliberate choice of words keeps them from reclaiming their former territory. This is the true meaning of living by divine law, not as a one-time experiment, but as a daily practice of aligning your speech with your highest conviction. The universe does not grow weary of responding to you, but it will always answer in kind, so gratitude spoken aloud becomes a magnet for further blessings, while careless remarks reopen the channels of limitation. Your words are not merely reflections of your state, they are the architects of it, and when you speak with authority, you are not commanding the world, you are harmonizing with a greater intelligence that has been waiting for your cooperation. The power of assumption is gentle yet absolute, never forcing, always inviting, and the more faithfully you participate, the more effortless your manifestations appear. Over time, you may notice that you no longer struggle to replace negative speech because a deeper identity has taken root, one that expects good as its natural condition and speaks from that expectation without strain. This is not denial of difficulty, but mastery over it, for challenges may still arise, yet they no longer define your language or dominate your outlook. You become a living testimony that destiny is not inherited, not negotiated, but declared, and that declaration is renewed with every sentence you choose to release into the world. In moments when fear attempts to reclaim your attention, you return to your discipline, knowing that faith is not a feeling to be summoned, but a pattern of speech to be maintained. The divine intelligence that responds to your words has never judged you for past errors. It has simply continued fulfilling the instructions it was given, and now it stands ready to fulfill a higher order because you have learned to speak it. Let this realization remain vivid, that the universe has never withheld its gifts, it has only awaited your command, and that command is carried not in shouting, but in steady conviction. Your destiny is therefore not a distant horizon, but a living echo of what you affirm today, and tomorrow it will echo again, whatever you choose to believe as true. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.